Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a video on the iPhone 5. Now if you're new to the channel, you probably haven't seen many of the other videos that I've done. I've done about 3 of them on older phones that have come out in recent years. I've recently visited the Galaxy Note 8, the LG G3 and the LG G Flex. And now it's time for the iPhone 5. This is so far the oldest phone. This is the one from like 2012 and the other ones have been from like 2014. So this one's 2 years older than all the other ones. So this should be interesting. So in this little series of mine, I take a look at an older phone, in this case the iPhone 5 again, and see how it performs today against phones, or in comparison to how phones perform today. So without further delay, let's get right into it. Looking at the iPhone 5, you can just tell it's old. Just the size tells you everything, considering all the later phones being massive compared to this one. The display also looks a lot smaller because it's surrounded by thick bezels, which are pretty much gone in modern phones. Looks are one thing, but let's take a look at the specifications. This phone is composed of glass in the front with an aluminum body, and inside we have a 4-inch display with a resolution of 640 by 1136. And even deeper, we are powered by the Apple A6 chipset, a dual-core 1.3 GHz Swift CPU, and a PowerVR SGX 543 MP3 GPU. The rear camera has an 8-megapixel sensor, capable of recording Full HD at 30 frames per second, and the front-facing camera is a 1.2 megapixel shooter and is capable of recording 720p at 30 frames per second. All this is fueled by a 1440 mAh battery. All that was impressive in 2012, and I remember this was the first phone that got me into phones, into smartphones. Before this phone came out, or before it was announced, I didn't really know much about how the smartphone world worked, or how many phones were out there. I still thought it was all about like the flip phones and stuff. So how does it perform? This is actually my sister's phone, but she answered a lot of questions about her experience using this phone. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about, what she thinks about this phone and how it performs today. So using this phone every day, it lags frequently. Even when using simple apps and games, it lags. We're talking about email, the App Store, Instagram, YouTube, and at least every other day the phone freezes and becomes completely unresponsive. I don't know about you, but it seems like this phone will not survive 2018. So if it lags while using everyday apps, it's safe to say that it'll lag when playing games. And it does. My sister doesn't have any really power demanding games, mainly simple ones like Jetpack Joyride, and I downloaded Subway Surfers because that's a game I base most of my gaming tests on, since it's not too power demanding, but it's also not too simple. And from my experience, Subway Surfers is hard to play at times. Most of the times, I'd say maybe 70% of the time, it ran at a playable rate. It wasn't completely smooth, but it also didn't lag too much. But there were points where it just completely lagged and it made you lose the game. That's how bad it was. Same thing with Jetpack Joyride. Most of the time it's playable, but then there's just those lag spikes that make you lose the game completely. The camera might be the only thing that's usable even for today. No, it's nothing special, but for Instagram I'd say it's good enough. Most Instagram users slap on a filter anyway, so you can't even tell what device the image was taken on. Low light performance, however, is just not good. Now it's time for the battery, which is also not good anymore. Sure, this is expected because the phone is years and years old. But what makes it worse is that the battery is not removable. Since the phone is glass and metal, you can't remove the bag and add another battery once this one runs out. If it runs out, you have to charge it or else you're screwed. On a regular day with regular use, nothing too heavy, my sister said she has to charge it multiple times to get through the entire day. I'm not even going to compare it to any modern phones because we get it. This phone sucks today. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, I'd appreciate if you left a like, maybe consider subscribing. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.